وما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. I would love to carry on going to the Quranic madrasa, and that Zubaydah Welcome would help me to carry on to study at the Quranic madrasa. I would recommend the Quranic Arabic schools to other people so they can learn more and understand more. Shukran. Thank you, Zubaydah Welcome.
I'm Saba and I'm the Project Support Assistant at Zubaydah Welcome. So I hadn't actually heard of Zubaydah Welcome before I started, and then when I started doing some more research, I realised it's a really, really important charity that everyone should focus on and definitely help out in any way that they can. You know, kind of teaching a child Quran and retaining their Iman, especially when there's so many missionary attempts to kind of deflect them away from Islam in exchange for support and essential needs, is such an important aspect which is often overlooked. You know, you kind of donate to the refugees in war-torn countries and you donate to children all across the world, but when these children actually arrive at our doorsteps and they're here in the UK and they're safe now, why would our help stop then? That's when they need our support even more.
Muhammad Ali, and I'm 11 years old and I'm from North Africa, and I've been live once on Islam channel, and I recite Quran. I'm in just Amma now.
So when did you start learning the Quran?
I started learning Quran I think when I was 6.
And who helped you doing that?
First I built up my confidence with my dad, and then I went to a nearby madrasa, and then that's how I started building up. When I started to read, I just started learning the Quran by myself after I learned how to read. I love reading the Quran because it's just like a passion, and it's just a love and faith that I got in Islam. My favourite surah is Surah Al-A'la. I went to my dad's because sometimes when I get stuck with words, I just want him to identify them to me. So he helps me identify them without using any internet or things, which actually is very helpful. They're a charity that helps refugees and asylum seekers to get madrasa and Islamic education, and also to go on live work on Islam workshops. Some family friends helped us, advised us to contact Zubaydah Welcome because they help refugees and asylum seekers to gain madrasas. Now I memorize I think 28 or 29 surahs. First I revised with my dad, and in the future I revised by myself, and now I go madrasa because of Zubaydah Welcome's help. Quran for me is peace. When I grow up, I want to be a Islam public speaker and be stand for refugees and Islam, refugees and asylum seekers' rights. I want to be a scholar. Thank you, Zubaydah Welcome.
I am in year 6, I'm 10 years old. I was born in Greece and I have 2 siblings, 1 brother, 1 sister. My parents are from Syria. I speak Arabic. My Arabic is, very good. I think when I got taught Arabic by mostly my mom, while I was growing up, Yeah, I do read Quran daily because Quran is very important, and Quran verses, there's nothing more important than the Quran. I get taught Quran by this academy, this company called BQA, Birmingham Quran Academy. Of course, I will carry on studying Quran. Absolutely not, it is not difficult learning the Quran. What I want to be is, when I grow up, I want to be an engineer. Because engineer, I thought when I was bigger, I want to create this mosque for people, and I want to create a company for people who are not in bad times, just like Zubaydah Welcome. At the Quranic school, there are many children like me who have refugee parents and they are very eager to learn the Quran. I need more help and assistance to learn the Quran. I would love, inshallah, I would memorize the whole Quran. Right now I finished Juz' Amma. I'm starting on the other Juz' now. So Zubaydah Welcome, they invited me to this competition, this Quran competition. There was around 50 kids joining the Quran competition. And I started by saying surahs. I had to go through 3 stages. I first memorized, I learned Surah Al-Alaq, and when I said Surah Al-Alaq the other time, on the last time I said Surah Al-Alaq and I got through the top 3. And then we got invited by Zubaydah Welcome at this event where they revealed like the champions and who is first, second and third. And alhamdulillah, I got third. And I am so proud of myself that I went up to this place. I am really looking forward for winning more trophies and competition, inshallah. I want to teach kids who don't know Quran like me, how I used to be, but alhamdulillah now I know Quran very well. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والسماء ذات البروج واليوم الموعود وشاهد ومشهود قتل أصحاب الأخدود النار ذات الوقود إذ هم عليها قعود.
I speak Arabic, but I'm still learning. I read the Quran. I love Quran because it is from Allah. I know 3 surahs of the Quran. I want to learn more about Quran in the future because it's about Allah. I need help to learn the Quran. Thank you, Zubaydah Welcome, for helping me learn the Quran. Thank you. Shukran.
My name is Adam and I'm in year 4 and I'm 8.5. I'm from Syria and I was born in England. I memorized a lot of surahs. Ad-Duha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. Thank you, Zubaydah Welcome, for teaching me how to read the Quran.
The 2 things that really stuck out is when we asked those questions about what do you want to be when you grow up, and my vision was that it always was that once we unlock the potential, we help to build the confidence in these children, we will see an impact in the future. And actually just hearing them say with Muhammad said when he grows up he wants to be an Islamic scholar. And actually that was always a dream in mind, that one of these children might want to do something like that, and that's exactly what he said. So I was so thrilled to hear that that's something he wants to do when he grows up.
My name is Wafa. I'm one of parents of children learning Arabic school, and we are as refugee, Syrian refugee, and we've been here for nearly 8 years. It was good, it was perfect. When war started, Syria, 2011, and we were worried about our children, and my husband doesn't want to go there or there. You know, there were two groups, and we moved to Lebanon. We lived there, and then, you know, at Lebanon, the situation, and it's hard to live, hard to find job, hard to teach children. I was worried, honestly, I was worried about my children to learn Arabic and Islam and Quran, and because when we moved to Lebanon, they were kids, they were young, and I had to teach them everything about Islam, about Salah. I teach them how.
ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا أمة مسلمة لك وأرنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا أمة مسلمة لك وأرنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Islam Channel. Now, today we are shining a light on the incredible work carried out by Maternal Aid Association, also known as MA, an organisation dedicated to supporting vulnerable communities through humanitarian aid, healthcare initiatives and sustainable development projects around the world. Joining me today is Alize Abra, the volunteer pool lead at MA. Alize has been volunteering with the organisation for over 6 years and plays a vital role in supporting and coordinating volunteers across the charity. Alongside her work with MA, she works professionally in healthcare regulation and has a strong background in leadership and community engagement. Alize, assalamu alaikum and welcome to Salaam Britain. Thank you for joining me.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you so much for having me.
Get my questions out. How was you today anyway? Have you been okay this morning?
I'm good, just, fighting through the heat wave.
MashaAllah, okay. We're going to get straight into this interview. So, what is the first thing that inspired you to get involved with MA?
There were many things, I would say. There's, actually, you know what? I wouldn't say there was a lot that inspired me to join MA, but there's a lot that has inspired me to stay in MA for over 6 years. I joined MA when I was in my first or second year of undergraduate, which was long time ago. And at that time, what I was looking for was basically just being a part of something meaningful, but something that was also long-term. A lot of other organizations, charity organizations, you join them, you do a project, and then you just continue as normal with your life. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be a part of something that, I could actually, feel like making a change. And MA at that time just happened to, come in front of me because it was, at that time, I believe it was the only, one of the very few student-led organizations, charity organizations in the UK. Mm-hmm. And it was founded by our founder, Dr. Akil Gadar, who was in his third year of medical school when he founded MA. So it was very much like, a student project that then obviously flourished into something much bigger. And I joined MA, and then there's so many things that have inspired me to stay in MA for 6 years. Absolutely. And I don't plan on leaving anytime soon.
Oh, that's amazing, mashallah. And I can only imagine the amount of things that kind of continue to inspire you day by day, working with the people, the volunteers, and working in the organisation itself. So for the viewers who may not know anything about MA, give us some details about exactly what type of projects you do, what is the mission, what kind of communities you actually serve.
Of course. So MA stands for Maternal Aid Association. It began with a simple but urgent belief that no woman, no mother should die giving life. Yeah. And since then, we have reached over 500,000 women across the globe. And mobilized a community of over 250 clinicians, change makers and students. And what MA essentially does is basically provides maternal care to mothers in underserved communities. But it doesn't just stop there. That's how it started. And now, alhamdulillah, over the last 10 years, we have, we started off building with just health camps in Bangladesh. Then those camps turned into clinics, and now, alhamdulillah, we have literally fully fledged hospitals running in Bangladesh with, a team of 100 plus people in Bangladesh alone who are working tirelessly to make sure that, that whatever Ma is doing, whatever Ma's purpose is, that is served fully. And the reason behind Ma's, birth, I would say, is that 99% of maternal deaths are preventable, but unfortunately in, resource-poor settings, these deaths do take place on a regular basis, sadly, and these can be prevented by, medical sources, but also education as well. So Ma also puts a massive emphasis on educating young girls, mothers, and of course we have like our, medical clinics in Bangladesh, but we also have projects running in India, and they focus on, educating young girls on period poverty, which is, as you know, in our community, especially in the Muslim community, such a taboo, and it's really important to have those discussions with them.
Yeah.
So it started off there, and then now, even in the UK, we now, recently launched a project called Ma and Me, and that focuses on mothers in the UK, women in the UK, and also focusing on their maternal mental health, which is an area often, just no one really cares about, I guess, mental health too much in our community, unfortunately. So that's another thing that we put a lot of emphasis on now.
That's really interesting. You know what I love? I love that when you say the acronym, Ma, it kind of ties right back to the target audience, isn't it? It links back to them. You know that it's, well, once you hear maternal and then Ma, it links back to helping mothers. And I think it's such an important thing. That thing you just mentioned about period poverty and the mental health that we go through during the menstrual, it's actually, I found that quite interesting because I've never thought about that, to be fair. It is something that we do need to talk more about. So I'd like to hear a little bit more about that particular project and what kind of impact is that having at the moment on the audience that is serving?
So the period poverty campaign that we have is more so, that's the one that we have in India, and we plan to launch that in other countries as well. That's basically kind of providing women, young girls who are in school with that education that they lack. And the education that can really save a girl's life, and also providing them with sanitary products as well.
Yeah.
And those are like some of the, obviously here in the UK or any other Western country, we have, we can easily access sanitary products. In, resource poor settings, unfortunately, it's not that easily accessible when it should be. It's basic human rights. So what Ma, started doing is that we had these sanitary kits that we would, provide to young girls in school. And they were not just a 1 month kind of thing. It was something that can go on for a reusable pads, for example, for 2 years. And that itself, in itself makes a huge difference to a young girl's life. And in terms of the project that we have in the UK, which is Ma and Me, that's, I would say it's conversations and also providing financial resilience to women here. We started off that work in Tower Hamlets, and it's slowly, going into wider parts. It's not just staying in, it's not just staying in London. I think one thing that I absolutely love about Ma, and which has kept me in Ma for 6 years, is that an idea does not just stay an idea. It does not just go on paper. It actually becomes something tangible. And that is that takes back to the whole, the formation of Ma itself. But imagine, a third year medical student, they come up with, they see something and they come up with an idea. A lot of us young people, we don't have the courage or, the resilience to actually then be I have the idea, but what do I do about it? And that's how our founder, Dr. Akhil Jaigadar, really went into it, and he was I've got an idea, I'm going to go for it. And I think that's one thing that I see people pushing everyone in Ma do as well. If there's even the tiniest of idea, if it's just, you just want to do mosque bucket collection, go do it. Don't just stop at the idea. If it's something really big, I want to build, a hospital in Bangladesh, do it. Don't stick to just the idea. And I think that's how Ma and Me also started. We want to do the same for mothers and women in the community around us, and we do plan to take it further, inshallah.
Mara and Me sounds like a really, really necessary project, to be fair, because I think now as well, in the last few years, there's been a lot more understanding about things like endometriosis and, you know, polycystic ovaries and the kind of symptoms that people have attached to those conditions and how it impacts their lives, because I think we do take it for granted, especially as you mentioned, it's still quite a taboo subject to speak about.
Yeah.
But for women, it's something that a lot of people suffer with in silence. So having a project like that is so beneficial, because then it gives, like you said, people space, a safe space to be able to have the conversation and not feel alone. So that's brilliant. May Allah continue to bring you guys success in all of your projects across the board. But so as the volunteer pool lead, what is your role specifically? And how do the volunteers contribute to the success of MAR across the board? What does that look like for you?
So for the audience, MAR is, you know, we have full-time committee members, but even those people are like us. We are also volunteers.
Yeah.
It's not a paid role sort of thing. And I think that speaks big about MAR itself, like the fact that it's not a paid role, yet people, you know, stay on for, you know, a long time. It really speaks of how much the work really inspires everyone who's so closely connected to it. The volunteer pool, on the other hand, is more like, I would say, you can call it like part-time volunteers, in the sense that people who don't want to commit full-time, they have, or they want to, you know, just sort of like get a taste of what MAR is doing before deciding to committing to full-time. They have this opportunity to volunteer with us for different things. It can be, honestly, it can be anything. Volunteering for bucket collection, you know, or just any fundraising initiatives. But we also, again, with volunteers as well, if someone comes to us, and someone comes to me and tells me, like, you know, this is an idea, I want to work on this, how can I go about it? We're like, you have our support, figure it out how you want to go about it, and MAR will support you. And, you know, it just goes on from there. And that's like, you know, the team leader that I have, that is the exact same thing that is there as well. Like, I'll be coming up with the silliest ideas, and he's like, Elise, if you want to do it, just do it. You have the backing. And with volunteer pool, it's, you know, again, like a lot of university students, for example, it's more targeted, I would say it's more targeted on towards like younger generation. There's university students or students even in sixth form and schools as well, if they want to help out at events or just in general want to like lead anything of them as well. Like they have the, you know, the freedom to lead events as well. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and they definitely do make, you know, they do contribute a lot to the work that we are doing at MAR, because a lot of it is also word of mouth, and we obviously want to reach out to as many people as we can, because there's so many, you know, women in the UK as well, like again, MAR and Me project, that if they knew about it, they would be like, I'm so glad there's something like this.
Yeah, definitely. I love that, the encouraging of the volunteers to kind of like bring their ideas to fruition, because that alone is a beautiful thing, because again, like you said, we can have ideas sometimes and sit on it and not, you know, actually pursue the idea, and then it doesn't come to anything, but we never know how it's going to impact somebody, at least one. Even if it impacts at least one person, that is a plus, right? But I wanted to kind of talk a bit more about volunteering for you and specifically, and what has that done for your own personal growth, and, you know, being able to get out into the communities and develop relationships? What kind of impact has that had on you?
So as I said earlier, like I joined MAR when I was in my undergraduate, very young at that time, and you know, Islam puts a lot of emphasis on charity. And growing up, I've always seen my parents talk about charity, etc. But I was not working at that time when I was in uni. So I was like, there's no way I can like actually be able to like, you know, do the monetary support. And But I think that's one thing that we fail to realize is that charity is not just limited to monetary resources. It's also your skills, your time, anything that you invest into something that helps people becomes charity in Islam. That's how beautiful, you know, Islam is. And that's how I joined Ma, because I was like, I have time, I can invest that. I have skills like public speaking skills, or it can be like fundraising skills. Let me invest those. And if that, you know, benefits anyone or anything, it can go beyond like, you know, a lot more than what I can see for now. And I think that's like an advice that I would give to younger generation out there as well. Like, just invest your time, invest your skills, whatever you have, invest them into something that can build something impactful long term. And for me, volunteering, honestly, being a part of Ma has sort of, I would say, also shaped the career path that I've chosen. I was, you know, was just studying law. I wanted to become a criminal barrister, but that changed completely. When I started, you know, when I started working in Ma, at that time, we had a lot of like medical students in Ma, for example. Now it's very diverse, of course. And just being around them, kind of like learning about healthcare, and that then pushed me to learn about global health affairs, and also pursue my master's in medical ethics and law. And now working in healthcare regulatory, kind of like, I would say, definitely the inspiration definitely came through Ma as well for that. And just in general, I think volunteering, it just brings so much peace to you in general. Like at night, I can go to bed thinking that, yeah, you know, like even that 1 second of my day, if it's, you know, like speaking here, for example, if it reaches people, I can go home and be like, at least, you know, there are people who have found out about Ma tonight.
You know what? It's because I can see how passionate you are about it as well. And I think it is. I think sometimes we underrate how much the thing that we're doing impacts us. Because I do some volunteering in the community as well, and I do events, you know, like Eid events and things like that. And sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be, when I know the event's coming up, I'm going to be so tired. And that is true. But then the plus side of it is that you come out of it on the other side feeling like you've done something really good. And, you know, you get a chance to catch up with people and actually do that face-to-face. We're so busy on our phones these days. So actually having these face-to-face interactions and actually getting to know people and actually understanding what they're really going through and being able to provide some kind of solution, even if it's temporary, it makes you feel good. So alhamdulillah. I wanted to find out if you've got a particular memory or an inspiring experience that you can share with us since you've been working at Ma.
It's been 6 years, so you can imagine there's a lot of it. And as I said earlier, like what has really kept me in Ma is things that have inspired me over the last 6 years. There's a lot. You know, I've been a part of a few international hikes, for example, to Bosnia and Madeira, and both of them were great experiences with people from different walks of life. And leading those hikes as well, like, kind of, you know, makes you see the world in different parts of the world, and kind of like see how healthcare is so accessible in some parts of the world, but then not so accessible in a couple of other parts of the world, unfortunately. So those conversations with people abroad about Ma was really inspiring. But I think the memory that I have, like the most recent one, would definitely be Ma's 10th year anniversary at the Natural History Museum. We just celebrated that in April. And we were joined by some notable figures, including the director of World Health Organization, as well as some really notable names in the medical field. And, you know, just being in that, such a historic building as well. And our tagline is literally making maternal deaths history.
Wow.
And inshallah, it will become a history. And I think that, like, just standing at the podium and saying those words out loud really, like, tells you, like, oh my God, this is why we've been doing this for 6 years. Or, I mean, for Ma, obviously, it's 10 years. But, and it just really reinforces that whole you know, aspect. Like whatever you're doing, it's not just like, you know, giving someone a short-term relief. It's more of a long-term thing. And one of the projects that our founder actually announced at the 10th year anniversary is the Ma Express, which is basically, I think it's all of our, like, it has become the favorite project in the committee. It's basically a train that runs, you know, through Bangladesh, and there's actually a clinic on the train. And the train stops in places where people with mothers don't actually have access to healthcare that quickly or as usually as they can on that train. Wow. So the train runs through, and it will be stopping in, you know, different areas for about a day or two, and making sure that every mother that comes to the clinic is served properly. And it just, you know, goes, and it speaks volumes of the work that we are doing, and even the future milestones that Ma wants to achieve, which is not, you know, which is basically like going into a lot of other countries and not just staying in a very like specific part of the world as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. I can just imagine the amount of experiences that you've had that have inspired you, actually, especially because it's been 6 years. You can do so much in such a short amount of time, especially when you are kind of working alongside an organisation like this. I think sometimes we take it for granted, some of these experiences, and it's not until later on that you're sitting down and you're pondering on something and you're like, you know what, that was so good. I'm so glad I did, you know?
Yeah.
But mashallah. You know, as a professional, you're a healthcare regulator. You work as a healthcare regulator. Is that your title?
I work in healthcare regulatory, I would say.
Healthcare regulator. Okay. So how has your professional experience helped you in terms of the leadership role and the things that you're doing with Ma? I know you kind of touched on it before, but how has it helped you? And also, how do you balance, you know, your professional career and then the amount of time that you do spend working in the voluntary sector with Ma?
So, in terms of my work, I work in a tribunal setting.
Right.
So it's more like holding people accountable, holding healthcare professionals accountable for the work that they're doing, and obviously, you know, it's a big responsibility being in healthcare profession, and then directly impacts public. How I would say, like, being in Ma, this is why I say, like, I think being in Ma, I've seen the people take accountability and the integrity they hold when it comes to their roles and professions. And I think that's something that I have been utilizing in my role in my full-time job, kind of like ensuring that, you know, that just having that eye for like accountability and integrity, and whether you're taking your job seriously or not, like, but also it has taught me empathy. I would definitely say I think empathy is the one thing that I would put a lot of emphasis on, because in my full-time job, we are in a tribunal setting. A person could be on the verge of completely losing their job, and you know how it is in today's day and age. Losing a license is a big risk. And just being, you know, in that, you're in a room with someone whose life is about to flip over, showing slightly, like even a little bit of empathy to them can go a long way. And I think that is something that Ma has really taught me over the last 6 years, being empathetic and thinking of people from their perspective, and not just, you know, like not just staying in your shoes, but also putting yourself in the other person's shoes as well, has really helped me in my daily job.
MashaAllah. You know what? I found that so interesting that you kind of spun it on its head and said that Ma has actually impacted the way that you look at your job, and how much you take the accountability that you see from the volunteers compared to the people who are actually doing the paid job and are working in healthcare. That's quite interesting, and I love that it's had that impact on you. But also, you're doing an amazing job, and may Allah reward you and all of the volunteers that work with Ma. And thank you for coming and sharing this experience with us today. But we are going to move on to the rest of the show. So that was a really lovely interview. For all of you who might need, you know, some of those resources that Mara is providing, please do go and check them out and have a look at what they are doing. And for now, we're going to go to a break, so make sure you join us back after that.
اللهم إني أعوذ بك من العجز والكسل والجبن والهرم والبخل وأعوذ بك من عذاب القبر وأعوذ بك من فتنة المحيا والممات. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من العجز والكسل والجبن والهرم والبخل وأعوذ بك من عذاب القبر وأعوذ بك من فتنة المحيا والممات. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من العجز والكسل والجبن والهرم والبخل وأعوذ بك من عذاب القبر وأعوذ بك من فتنة المحيا والممات. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار على طاعتك اللهم يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Salaam Britain. So, food has always had a wonderful way of bringing people together, connecting us through shared traditions, cultures and memories. Now, in this final segment of Salaam Britain, we are making your taste buds go on a journey around the world. From rich flavours and family recipes to dishes that have been passed down through generations, we'll be exploring some of the delicious recipes from different cultures and communities. So, whether you are looking for inspiration for tonight's meal or you're simply enjoying discovering all of these different cuisines, stay with us as we bring you recipes from around the world.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another show with me, Chef Hamza. As always, 3 courses, 1 guest. So I'm going to need a hand. And this gentleman needs no introduction. Infamous across the Islam channel. It is Mr. Sajid Vada. Please, do you want to come on in?
Thank you. It's an honour and pleasure, Mr. Chef Hamza. Alhamdulillah, doing very well. Doing very well.
It's nice to see you looking very trim and smart as always.
This is just for you. I don't make this kind of.
Well, I hope you're
usually
prepared to get it dirty because it's roll up your sleeves.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
you're making me work.
You are going to work for your food today.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This is not as easy. Just you turn up like you normally do at my place, and you sit down and I cook and you eat and you live.
But that's so good.
Right, so guys, we're going to start with vine leaves because these take a bit of time. Crack on with that.
Great, let me get on with that.
Now I'm going to start with a tomato. Let's go with 2 tomatoes. And I need a bowl to place all of our ingredients in. That can stay over there for now. Now, the best rice that you need to use for this, it's a short grain rice, so you can use an arborio rice, a risotto rice, for example, or paella style rice.
How many different types of rice are there?
Hundreds of varieties, hundreds of varieties. We're used to the kind of simple basmati rice, but there are so many different varieties and all have very distinct flavours. Now, I'm going to use one tomato here. So, tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do?
Oh my.
What's your day job, so to speak? And how did you get to do Islam Channel?
Oh my goodness. SubhanAllah, where do we start? Right, well, I suppose I started in film and TV when I was very, very young, actually. I started when I was about 8.
Okay.
I was kind of always doing kind of theatre at school, and I started quite early, and so I did a lot of school plays and all of that, and then I got my first break on TV when I was about, just turning 15, actually.
What was you in?
So yeah, it was a comedy series. It was called A Teenage Health Freak, which was for Channel 4, and I was one of the main cast. There's about 5 of us.
Oh, wow.
And the headmaster was played by Tony Robinson, who played Baldrick in Blackadder.
Yeah, I know Tony Robinson,
Yeah, so that was phenomenal. That was my first break into TV. That was great fun. Really enjoyed it. So this is
perfect job. I think if the acting doesn't work, restaurants next week.
What are you trying to say?
Struggling actors, Right, so to our rice, we added 2 large spring onions. 3 large spring onions, 1 chopped tomato that we diced up, and some parsley, salt and pepper. Drizzle of olive oil, and that's it. Now there comes the wrapping part, which is a bit tricky.
This is the bit we fast forward.
We edit
shall I just let you get on with
all out. Right, I'm going to show you how to do a couple. Now, 1 spoon. Well, you have to understand that this is rice and it's raw. So you have to leave space for it to expand.
Oh, yes.
Otherwise, it just then will pop. So you want it tight, but not too tight. Tight enough where it doesn't open, but not too tight where it's going to explode.
Oh, God, you sound like I'm putting my jeans.
Yes. So you're going to keep it, you flap it over like so. So you follow in the ends, you fold it again, and you just pretty much roll over like so. So again, if you just touch that, there's enough space for it to expand.
I hear you,
You
Chef.
happy to crack on
Yes,
straight away?
Chef.
Right, there we go.
Yes, Chef.
Now,
can you do a variation of this with like meat?
yes, there are the
asking.
Turkish ones.
Asking for a friend.
They use a lot of the meat in it, but these ones are so good. Try to get an equal amount each one. Just a touch more. It's around about 1 spoon. Now, take one potato, and I'm just gonna slice some like that. And this is gonna go in the bottom of our pan. And the reason why you put a bit of tomato in the bottom of the pan, so you don't end up burning.
Really?
So that goes.
That's
sits
incredible.
there. Like so.
I did not know that, sir.
There we are. Use another little slice. Add a bit of flavour, a bit of stock to it as well. And I'm going to take one tomato as well and a few slices of tomato.
How's that?
Yeah, not too bad.
It's all right now.
Yeah, but these are all open and flappy. I don't know why. No flappy bits. You're lucky because I'm quite gentle on screen when I'm cooking. Normally in the kitchen I'm
you're a bit shouty.
little.
I've heard you.
Just a little.
In your restaurant.
Yes. We
Good.
good?
The last one. Yes, look at that. I'm rolling it and I'm not going to
Rolling.
smoke it.
I was going to say something along those lines as well. Right.
Rolling.
Perfect.
What
The
do you
last
think?
one's
It's pretty
done.
good, isn't it?
Okay, so the pan that we have here, now it's about setting them up. And you want to set them so they don't have a chance to open. Pack them tightly together, like so. And then you can go around. It's going to go in here like that, like so. Now I've got my measurement here.
Do you fill it with how much water?
For every cup of rice,
Yeah.
you want around 2.5 cups of water.
Right. For every cup of rice, 2.5.
Two.
Well, just enough to cover it.
Pretty much.
We could just say that.
Well, it depends. No, if you've got a different pot, it might not be. Right. You want a bit of weight on that. I'm going to leave this lid on for a little bit. Starters done. Mess created. We are ready. Okay, you can crack on with that.
Okay.
Dig in. You got your vine leaves here. You got your little potato, cheesy, puffy fritters. You got your little kind of yogurt, mint yogurt there. Some olive oil and all the other bits and pieces in
That
there.
looks so
We've
nice,
got a mess from here to there. I'm going to crack on with the mess and you crack on
You
it.
sure? I don't mind helping
Well,
clear
yeah.
up.
Just eat.
All right.
Cracking straight on with our chicken. This is it up now. My old geezer from Southend.
Just look at that. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit thick. Yeah, we can dice that up a bit more. We can dice that a bit more. Cracking straight on with our chicken. I'm gonna leave this here for your rubbish. That's what we do in restaurants.
Thank you.
Okay. That's that, that's that. Into the pan.
Do you normally have people for rubbish?
Okay. Now, we've got this boiling water with lemon and salt. We're going to put the chicken in there. We're going to just cook it for around about 5-7 minutes. Get rid of all the impurities that you want. Take out some of the oil. I've got some corn-fed chicken here. Perfect. In this pan, olive oil. Like that. Bosh. Straight in there.
Bish, bash, bosh.
There we are,
love
my
it.
son. Look, now we've got to really kind of essence it up now. Because my old geezer from Southend over here. That's cooking away lovely. You've got to make sure there's enough pressure on that.
Did you call me my lovely?
I said, no, it's cooking away lovely, not my lovely.
You called me son a minute ago.
Son, all right, son.
I'm just
All right,
wondering.
son.
I'm just wondering.
Right, chicken, we're going to clean this up now.
Let's do it. Clean it.
In there. So you are a chefy kind of person, are you?
I love cooking. I really do.
But are you any good? Or
To be honest, I've actually worked hard at it. Why? Because my mum is phenomenal. I think most mothers are just phenomenal cooks.
Mashallah.
Right? So mashallah, she's amazing, and I've actually learned while she was, while I was very, very young, I'd watch her cook. And yeah, it's really good. Where do you want me to put? Just keep this here, or?
let me get you a plate for that. I tell you what, actually, you get a plate because my hands are all chickeny.
plates.
Just grab one of the little plates, they're flat ones. That would be perfect.
So yeah, just from watching her, she's been awesome. Even my sister, she's a very good cook. And yeah, so I cook at home. Wifey cooks.
Don't stop
we
chopping.
cook together. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting carried away talking about cooking.
Yep.
It's very therapeutic. I enjoy it.
I do enjoy it.
Different recipes and all of that good stuff. But yeah, my signature dish is chicken korma.
Oh, chicken korma. You see now,
the
because
sweet one.
because I'm not Asian, I don't really. I like a bit of heat sometimes. So a good old korma suits me right down to the ground. I suppose you being Southend. I mean, that's the national dish of Southend. That is really chicken korma.
That and fish and chips. Yeah.
Oh, good old fish and chips. You know, fish and chips not actually British. Did you know that?
I heard it's from somewhere like somewhere else in Europe, isn't it?
Yes, Polish. It's actually it came across with the Jews in when they were coming from East London.
Oh, awesome!
It's very famous in Poland. Fish and chips.
So how did
Then batter though the whole fish with skin on everything, skin on, bone on, and that's how it came over that way.
Right. You know what? I've done a cardinal. I got rid of the end, but
Yeah.
I suppose that'll do.
That's fine. You can live with that.
I'll do it my way.
Right. So chicken has just been butchered up
I'll do it my
like so.
way.
And you get that yellow tinge. That's because it is corn-fed. It's organic, free-range. I like all that. I'd rather. I've always said to people, buy the best you can afford. There's no point. You got chicken for $1.99. Let's buy that because there's a reason why it costs $1.99.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was a very sad chicken.
It was a sad chicken. Okay.
God.
Now that's in there. You get your onions in. There. Bang. Done. Why is that not on? It should be on.
Any comment on the onions and how well that's done? And
They're a bit odd. I'm not sure why, but they're a bit odd on shape. But we go from there. So, slice these ones, please.
it's not the only thing. Shall I just
Slice. Slice however you see fit.
slice and dice?
Yeah.
I'll cut the skin off first, obviously.
Yes. Right. Chicken is now boiling away. I've chopped a bit of tomato that we're going to use shortly. I will leave that on our plate here.
How thinly?
Very thin. You want them nice and finely diced. This is what I'm doing. What is your go-to dish?
That's really tricky. I think the family loves the korma that I make. I actually learned it off someone else years ago during my university days.
You learned it from someone else?
Yeah,
Where are you
their
from
restaurant.
originally?
From their restaurant.
Your
Kenya.
origin?
Well, yeah, my family's from East Africa. So my dad's from Tanzania, mum's from Kenya.
And the origins are?
India originally.
And you had to learn from someone else how to cook a korma?
No, because it was actually from the restaurant where I was studying in the town, in the city actually. And it was, look at that, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit thick. Yeah, we can dice that up a bit more. We can dice that a bit more. Right, that's cooking. We're going to drain that off shortly. Big bunch,
lovely.
Big bunch of coriander. You need a big bunch of coriander and a smaller bunch of parsley goes inside there, frying it off.
So there's parsley and coriander in there together.
Coriander straight in there. But you need more coriander than parsley. I like just to have just a little bit. That's in there. We're going to fry this off. And add our spices. A couple of cinnamon sticks here, bay leaf, cumin, ginger, cinnamon powder, and a little bit of colouring or saffron if you want to do saffron. It's too expensive.
How about turmeric? Could you use
turmeric? No, turmeric's too strong on a flavour. Okay. Saffron's better. It's more of a gentle flavour. But because you're here, you're not worth the money, extra money for the saffron. So we just got a little bit of food colouring. Right, chicken can now go into the pot. I'll put this in as well. I've got my tomato straight in there. Chicken goes in, like so.
So you've got a lot of fat out of.
You got a lot of fat out, but you, like I said, you've just. What it does, it kind of cleans it up as well. You don't get all that nasty, scummy bit that you kind of get on there. That'd be nice and
the
clean.
lemon, I suppose, what infuses it a bit, doesn't it?
Gives it a bit of flavour on there as well. Now,
it's amazing.
I'm not going to add any water.
Yeah.
You shall see that the chicken now will release a lot of its water from here.
So you're not actually, because it's quite dry in that sauce.
It's dry now. Wow. It's dry now. It won't be for long. Right. So that's in there. Good helping of salt, of course. Yeah. And a good helping of black pepper. Now the liquid in the tomatoes. Now I'm going to turn this down. Right.
It looks like dry cooking.
It looks dry, but it's really is not. You'll see that it will start to release the liquid from everywhere.
And how long will that take?
That takes again around about half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on how done you want it. Lid on, bosh, done. Right, so my tzatziki in here with my blue potatoes. That's in there. We're going to start to plate it up.
There we go. Where should we put this?
You ready?
Yes.
Wow,
go
look
for
at
it.
that. It's ready with a plate and everything.
That is, mashallah, really beautiful.
Now, you try and keep the potatoes on top because otherwise they kind of soak up the colour and they're no longer blue. So
I see.
Kept a bit of
I'm learning
colour
something
left
here.
in here.
So that came out of the vegetables and the chicken.
Just the chicken. There's no
Just the
veg in
chicken.
there. There was only the potatoes we put last
Potatoes.
minute.
Oh, that's right.
That with a bit of fresh warm bread.
Stop. And now we're going to do tres leche.
I didn't specifically say.
But all the white came out in there. That's the one.
Oh, look at that.
No way, you didn't. Welcome back to Cooking with Sajid, and now we're going to do tres leche. That's right. This is a Mexican dish. It involves 3 milks. And we have all the key ingredients here, which is the bowl. We have sugar, we have...
All right, when you finish playing around, okay, I was just waiting to see how long you could
You
kind of get on.
disappeared!
I went to the fridge, for God's sake, I went to the fridge. Right, okay. Now, tres leche, Mexican dish, very, very moist sponge cake.
Yes.
Okay, very simple, very easy. Like my guests, I like things simple. Okay, so we are going to start off. Let's split these two. Whites, yolk, please.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. You come over that side a bit.
Okay.
And I come this side here.
Right, so yolks,
No.
whites,
Yolks, whites.
yolks and whites.
Yes, please. So, now, let's get this over here. Tres leche, because it involves 3 different kinds of milk. We have our normal, regular, full-fat milk here. We have our... I did say the other way round.
I know you did.
I did specifically say...
But all the white came out in there. That's the one making it difficult.
Yeah, because now I have to puff this up.
I know. Look, I've got an idea.
Something would be thrown.
No.
Like really, in my kitchen, something would be
I have
thrown.
a plan.
You can't have any of the fat that's in there, otherwise the yolk doesn't, the whites don't rise. No, you're going to do the same thing, I think. Okay, I told you. Right, I tell you what, let me get another, lucky I got another egg, right? There we go.
You know I said I'm good at cooking.
Yeah.
I'm not bad. I just don't do this stuff.
Okay.
I don't do recipes that involve me getting rid of like...
You just earlier said to me that you would leave that in there. Okay.
What's that? That's hard. That's hardly chef-like.
Well, I do because you just did. Now I get frustrated with it now. Okay, we shorten a white now.
That's okay. Look,
whoever suggested to have a cooking show with guests, God, I don't know. Let's get that white in there. We don't
You're
need this
having
yolk.
fun.
I'm
come
not.
on.
I'm not. It's more stressed than being at work. Okay, so now we start again. Egg whites, sugar in here.
Yeah.
Then you're going to add around about half of the sugar to that. And we're going to start with this one here. I'm going to add the other half, like so.
It's a lot of sugar.
It's a cake. It's dessert. It's supposed to be sweet.
It's like you.
Yes, almost. Right, so we're going to start with the egg whites. Okay. That's whisked up beautifully. Now, the way to test if your meringue is done.
I'm on the meter.
Oh, look at that.
No way, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Right, so now we know it's done. I really wish it wasn't. I really wish it wasn't ready. I'd have been so happy. Anyway, so that's now whisked up.
You would have been. Me not so much.
Right, job for you after you messed up the first bit.
I didn't mess
Whisk those
anything
together.
up.
You want to get nice and pale and creamy. You don't need to wash it. Just whisk them all
So
together.
it needs to look a bit like you then.
Pale and creamy. Yeah.
Gotcha. Whoa, hey. There we go.
Now, you start to add.
Bismillah. What are we doing now?
We're going to add now, slowly, you're going to add the dry to the wet one there. So you can add that one, and you can now, spatula, just mix that together. Let's get rid of that for now.
So you want me to put the flour?
Yes, pour the flour in. I'll pour it, and you mix it up together.
Mix it up, okay. Not all at once. You need to obviously do it.
Yeah, you got to slowly. Otherwise, it just
slowly catchy monkey.
There we are. Otherwise, it starts to congeal. You get big blobs. Crack on with that.
Yeah, I'm going to crack on.
Now, I'm going to put 1 spoon of the meringue in there. You can whisk that up quite vigorously, just to incorporate it.
Do you think I've got, pretty good technique so far?
For mixing?
Yeah.
You're a proper mixer, you are. Now, what I want you to do, you can put it in here.
Yeah.
And we get into the larger bowl. Pour it in.
Pour it in.
And now, this point, use the spatula. This point now, I'm just going to fold it all together. Don't beat it, not vigorously, because you'll end up knocking all the air out. You want to keep the air in there.
Oh, Allah. Bismillah.
Lovely chocolate. Right, let's get that in there. Now, like I said, you just want to fold it in together. You keep it not too vigorously, nice and gently. Keep the air rest inside that meringue that you've been working at. Now, I'm just going to take a little tip for you guys, give you guys a little tip. You take a bit of tissue and a little bit of oil. Try and don't use extra virgin olive oil or anything like that, just some cooking oil or something with very little taste.
What's that one? What are you going to do with it?
And I'm just going to line the pan. Let's rub that pan like so. So
it doesn't stick?
Just so it doesn't stick to it. Right, now pour that in there. Be careful because this one might be a little bit small.
Let's sing something. What do you want to sing?
I don't know, you're the singer. You were the choir boy, right?
I was indeed, yes.
Oh, wow. How'd that go? I mean, just curious.
Well, listen, we lived in a town where there weren't that many
brown
Muslims.
choir boy.
I was in something called the South End Boys Choir. It's a very, very famous choir that used to perform around the world with all orchestras and big orchestras and conductors and all that. And and when we performed, we used to perform at the Royal Festival Hall, Royal Albert Hall, those places.
Here with dessert. Now what I've done, I've taken it out of the oven. I've taken the lid off. You've got to let it cool. And the moisture, you can hear. It's very moist. Right, so whipped up some cream. Whipped up some cream here. Sounds like he's in pain. Whipped up some cream, a couple of drops of vanilla essence, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. We have here condensed milk, evaporated milk, and around about 50 mils of the cream or milk if you want. We just blended that. Oh, fork here, like so. You pour your 3 combined mixture of it, not all of it, just half. You want half in, and then you leave it to sit for around about 10 minutes. Wow. After that, once it's all soaked up, you pour a little bit more. You might not need it all. If you don't need it all, leave it on the side. People can drizzle on top. Take your cream on top, bosh, and it's good to go there. So we're going to start to plate this up. Still a bit warm. You want it to cool down. Just give it a good old poke, like that.
So do you want to soak the sponge?
You're going to soak that sponge.
Soak it.
Doesn't look like it's going to take it all, but it will. This is my tres leche cake. It's a very easy dessert. We're going to finish this off. We are running out of time. I want to say a big thank you to you guys at home, and thank you to my guest here in the studio. Thank you very much.
I do enjoy watching that duo, Chef Hamza is such a halal Gordon Ramsay, and he's obviously joined by his brilliant sous chef in the kitchen, Sajid. But anyway, that brings us to the end of today's programme. We've covered the latest headlines with Arfan this morning. We heard inspiring stories from the children and the families supported by Zubaydah Welcome. We spoke with Alize Abra about the importance of volunteering and community service. And we enjoyed another delicious recipe in the kitchen. So we hope today's programme has been informed, inspired, and has given you plenty to reflect on. So as we go about the rest of our day, let's remember, even the smallest acts of kindness can have a lasting impact on the lives of others. Thank you again for joining us here on Salaam Britain. And if you'd like to get in touch with the programme and share your thoughts or suggest a story, you can always email us on sb@islamchannel.tv. From myself, Amina, and the entire team, have a wonderful day ahead. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا